Well, this could now essentially be a game changer in our fight against the pandemic. Just when we spent, months for research to get a vaccine, and now when we're focused on these vaccination efforts, we realize that these different strains that popped up in a number of countries are posing a very specific threat. I mean, the first strain that was discovered in the UK has been spreading in the US for several weeks now, and the latest one in South Africa has also been identified in at least 2 cases here in the US. And those strains are not only more contagious, but there's also concern that not all the vaccines may be as effective.
This is a wake-up call to all of us that we will be dealing as the virus uses its devices to evade pressure, particularly immunological pressure, that we will continue to see the evolution of mutants. So that means that we, as a government, the companies, all of us that are in this together, will have to be nimble to be able to just adjust.
Fauci is essentially saying there are 2 main issues here. One is that we really need to speed up the vaccination efforts to make sure these strains do not spread any further and gain dominance, potentially evolving even further. And the second thing is a call to all these pharmaceutical companies and their scientists to essentially be prepared to make modifications in their vaccines to make them more effective towards these strains. We also had an important announcement from Johnson & Johnson releasing the results from their global trials for their new vaccine candidate. It has a roughly 66% efficacy rates against moderate to severe illnesses. Now, that is far below the 2 other vaccines, which had over 95% efficacy. And what's noticeable there is that, especially looking at a country like South Africa, for example, that number goes even further down. So clearly that vaccine is not as effective towards these new strains of the virus. But one thing positive about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is that it requires only 1 dose, not 2, unlike the other vaccines, and it's also much easier to store in just regular refrigerator temperatures and much easier to transport across the country. And that's why many experts are saying that is a good alternative at a time when we're really racing against time with these other strains that are spreading faster than ever. It is Tian Shan, CGTN, Los Angeles.